Top 8 Best Places to Visit in Italy. Experience the culinary delights, postcard-perfect scenery and centuries worth of history and architecture in Italy's must-visit spots. Tuscany. In so many other parts of the world, culture is an optional extra, something you do in your spare time. In Tuscany, it's at the root of everything, though not in an elitist way. A Piero della Francesca fresco exudes the spirit of a region that has long spent its money on beauty and quality. But so does a bowl of ribollita soup, made with seasonal cavolo nero, and served with a spiral of just pressed olive oil. Tuscany also combines fierce pride and care for detail with unpretentious down-to-earth manners. It has a collection of handsome art-filled historic towns with more than enough to see, do, eat and drink to fill a long weekend. Sicily. Sicily has long been a crossroads and crucible of Mediterranean culture, and the island today is a fascinating palimpsest in which Greek temples, Norman churches, and Baroque palazzos emerge from the rich fabric. But it also has natural wonders aplenty, from the smoking craters of Mount Etna to the still relatively undiscovered beaches of the southern coast. And, with parts of the island on the same latitude as the North African coast, Sicily has a mild climate that makes it an attractive destination for much of the year. Spring and autumn are sheer delights, and through high summer temperatures really soar. Italian lakes. The Romans were first to see the potential of the Italian lakes as a holiday destination. They built their sumptuous villas in some of the prime positions around Como and Garda, where the southern foothills of the Alps sweep down towards the Mediterranean and the fertile plains of northern Italy, forming some of the most beautiful landscapes in Europe. Modern tourism has transformed the towns, but the lakes, mountains, and views are as beautiful as they were 2,000 years ago, and the villages, Baroque gardens, and lakeside hotels are still wonderful places to enjoy a holiday, especially during the long, warm autumn. Amalfi Coast. The legendary Amalfi Coast has been seducing visitors since ancient times, with its magnificent scenery and sophisticated yet laid-back lifestyle that was discovered by the jet set in the 1960s. Until the Strada Statale 163 was blasted out of the base of the Lattari Mountains in 1852, there was no road linking the small communities along the coast. Maybe it is for this reason that beyond the five-star hotels and superyachts, another much simpler rural lifestyle still exists. Up in the hills, farmers cultivate plots of steeply terraced land, while down on the coast, fishermen make a modest living from the sea. Milan. Milan can come as something of a surprise to those who are familiar with Rome and Florence, and are expecting more of the same from Lombardy's metropolitan hub, for this is a more northern European city in look and feel. Italy's fashion and design capital, it has an international cosmopolitan outlook, vibrant food and drink scene, and scores of hotels to suit all budgets. Historical edifices sit cheek by jowl with modern skyscrapers, while a number of the city's buildings have spectacular interior courtyards that remain largely undiscovered. Rome. Rome has been around for almost 3,000 years, and yet carries all that weight of history with a dolce vita lightness of heart. It's a city that combines the intimacy and human scale of a village, with the cultural draws of a historic art-laden European metropolis. Classical ruins and early Christian places of worship stand next to or sometimes lie beneath Renaissance palazzos and Baroque fountains. But there are also great neighborhood trattorias, quirky shops, and a buzzing aperitivo scene. The golden rule for visitors? Don't try to cram too much in. Rome moves at a slower pace than many northern cities, and to enjoy it, you should take time out in pavement cafes, as well as ticking off all the big cultural draws. Florence. Firenze, the cradle of the Renaissance, is one of Europe's great art cities. With frescoes by Giotto and Ghirlandaio, canvases by Botticelli and Bronzino, and sculptures by Michelangelo and Giambologna, there is so much exquisite art and architecture within its ancient walls that it's easy to become overwhelmed. But there is more to handsome Florence than just museums and monuments. It is bursting with quirky shops and quality crafts, a living city with an eclectic cultural life that embraces opera, classical music, and contemporary art. Florence's diminutive size means everything is very accessible, with most of the main sites lying within walking distance of one another. All in all, this is one of Europe's most civilized long weekend destinations. Venice. There are days when visitors to this exquisite jewel box of a city outnumber locals 2-1, and when getting from the station to St. Mark's Square is a battle. But despite this, Venice never loses its capacity to enchant. Stepping out of the station to be greeted by a glittering canal with the dome of San Simeon Piccolo beyond remains heart-stopping, whether you're doing it for the first time or the 100th. And even at peak visitor periods, you're never more than a bridge away from quiet squares, churches concealing luminous Madonnas or handsome Gothic palazzi. There are plenty of bustling neighborhood hangouts too, which goes to show there is more to Venice than peerless artistic riches from centuries past. It's also a hive of contemporary activity. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share and press the bell icon to get more amazing videos. Thank you.